Vocabulary exploration. Pronouncing numbers. In writing large numbers, American English uses a comma to separate thousand, million. For example, how a cell phone works is a process. American English also uses a hyphen to separate tens words such as 20, how 50, audio files are and ones words such as 3, 6. How to convert audio files is for example, a procedure. 21. There are 4 special notes that you must remember in saying numbers correctly. Of text. It shows how to people often say instead of 1 before 100, 1,000, it shows million, how something happens billion, is a trillion. Process. And they often add "and" before the last number. Is a process. For example, 123 is a procedure. 1,013. It describes some separate steps is a procedure. Second, in American English, 1,000 million is a billion. But in British English, 1,000 million is a milliard. Therefore, a procedure consists of steps. When saying large numbers, do not make thousand, million, billion, and trillion plural. You don't say the language devices 8 million rupiah are 3,000 students and passive voice. The correct one is 8 million rupiah. In active voice, 3,000 is doing the acting. In passive voice, the subject is being acted upon. In American English, receiving the action. Use commas to separate thousands, millions, billions, we use active voice and trillions when we talk mostly in informal or let's learn how to say numbers correctly. For example, in an expression, let's start with a set of number in thousand. The next one is when we want to show the agents and the action. For example, in the expression, the mobile sends the text message. And the last is when we want to show procedure. For example, 8,420 from the cradle. Meanwhile, 80,420. We talk informal or scientific 804,000, for example, in the expression, the call hasn't been made. Let's continue. The next one is when we want to emphasize the actions or the agent. For example, the text message is sent. And the last, we want to show process. For example, in the expression, the cradle is lifted from the handset. 2,245,891. That in the first step, 22,458,912. In the second step, then 224,489,123. In the third step, let's continue to the last set of numbers in billion. The telephone are connected to the routing network. This is a process. In the fourth step, finally, the sound of a dial tone confirmed the connection. You are ready to start your phone conversation. In the fourth step, these are combinations of process and procedure. Let's see here. 3,245,891,123. 32,458,911,203. In active voice, the subject is you. 324,589,112,112. The handset is lifted from the cradle. In passive voice, the subject becomes the handset. Let's practice. The verb form becomes is lifted. Active voice. In the next procedure, the sound of dial tone confirms the connection. In active voice, the subject is the sound of dial tone, and the verb is confirms. And passive voice. The connection is confirmed through the sound of dial tone. In passive voice, the subject becomes the connection, the verb form becomes is confirmed. Active voice, you dial a number. In active voice, the subject is you and the verb is dial. And passive voice, a number is dialed. In passive voice, the subject becomes a number. The verb form becomes is. Active voice, you are ready to begin a phone conversation. In active voice, the subject is you. The verb is are. And passive voice, a phone conversation is ready to begin. In passive voice, the subject becomes a phone conversation. The verb form becomes is. You see here that the active voice sentences are transformed into passive voice. Now, all procedures and processes are written in passive voice. Let's check your answer. Let's practice. Remember the special notes in saying big numbers in English. Ask your teacher for more practices in saying big numbers. Let's check your answer. Remember the language devices in a process text: active voice and passive voice. Ask your teacher for more examples on changing active to passive voice.